Here we have a 2017 Jayco J-Feather X23B. It is barely used. So, situation changed for the owners, that being my brother. I'm just kind of helping him out here. They're basically unable to put this thing to use. So, if you're looking for a camper that is almost right off the factory floor, kind of brand new, when somebody else already bought all the accessories that come with it, you're really going to be ahead on this camper. It's a really nice looking camper. It's a hybrid. It's nice and light, being a J-Feather. And I'll do a close walk around with all the details in a minute. I just wanted to get a nice wide shot all the way around it. They have maybe done 3 trips since they bought it. Unfortunately, they're unable to camp anymore. So it's one of those sayings from the 80s, my lost your gain kind of deal. But if I didn't already have a camper, I would probably buy it off them myself. So, all these ends, the 2 ends fold out, and front and back, and they give a nice space for 2 people to sleep, 2 adults. There's a side bump out that has the couch, and the table does convert down. I'll go over that after. So, I guess we'll start at the nose. One of the important parts is towing it. So, this has a couple of nice things. The electric jack, which is really nice. If you ever had to crank one of these up and down, it's not as fun as pressing a button. The electric jack is there. That thing that says jacket, let's go arrow, is a bike rack. You can see from the box in the picture that it kind of elevates it up and over the hitch, so you can bring bikes or whatnot with you. The bars here, the 2 bars on either side of that box, are for the weight distribution hitch, and the friction sway control also comes with it. That alone, that setup is around $500. So that's kind of a nice savings right there. This one is also ready for solar. Just has a plug-in setup. Has 1 battery, 2 20-pound cylinders for propane. And that is the hitching setup. The part that also comes with it is here. You have this nice hitch here where those bars clip into the bottom. Tow ball on top, and the tiny little tow ball is actually for the sway control. So, moving clockwise around it in a little more detail, everything you see is what it comes with. So it comes with a hitch lock, which is kind of nice, and all the other little parts. I'm going to hold this here, so if you want to hit pause and really read the numbers, you can. Alright, so we have a storage compartment, which is locking. There's 1 key that operates all the locks on the camper that came from the manufacturer. So that black bag on the ground is, they kind of look like giant Legos, but they're leveling blocks. This piece here extends out, and it supports the septic hose, so it sits properly and drains properly. You have the bar there for the front tow setup. There's basically all the hoses, adapters, everything you need to go camping, other than bringing your pillow and throwing some food in the camper, is what this camper comes with. It has a city water connection if there's a water source where you're camping. If not, this does have a tank and a separate fill and a pump. This is the backside of the furnace, and it has this accessory screen on it to keep certain kinds of bugs from building nests in there. I'm sorry, this is the water heater, not the furnace. I apologize. This camper hasn't been used this year, so the plug is still out of it, and it was properly winterized each year. Doing this with one hand is not the easiest thing to do. So, this bump out doesn't look very big, but I tell you what, it makes a huge difference in walking space inside, considering there's a couch there. It has fancy rims, aluminum, 4-wheel disc electric brakes. The suspension is upgraded, which is kind of nice. It comes with these pieces here. What these do is they go between the wheels and they extend, pushing on this side and that side of the wheel. And when you push it out like that, it keeps the tires from wanting to move around and keeps this feeling more like you're on a solid surface of a home versus a trailer that moves. The jacks are not currently down right now because we're just put it here for a quick video. But you'd want to put the jacks down before any real use of the camper. This here is a separate water fill, so if you were camping off-grid or a state park where maybe you don't have a source of water, you can fill the tank and use the pump inside to operate shower, faucets, or whatnot. Pretty obvious what that one is. This is the furnace exhaust. This is the back of the fridge. The fridge will run on wall power if you have it plugged into 120 volts, or it would also run on the propane. This is a fuel tank, black tank flush. That is a really nice feature. It keeps things from clogging up. This is an outdoor shower. I don't think people are going to stand here naked and shower, but it's great for rinsing off your legs coming back from the lake, or rinsing off the dog if he's covered in who knows what. But it's great for that stuff. There's a hot and cold water source in there. Low point drains. What those are for is when you winterize, you want to open those, and that drains at the lowest point to make sure your lines don't break when they freeze. Gray water is the water from all the sinks in the shower, and that's the gray handle down there is what drains that. This black holding tank, that's the toilet water. So that's that. This is the electric plug. It's 120 volt, 30 amp. If you don't have that at your home and you just want to charge the batteries, run the lights and stuff, you can plug in. This comes with the adapter to plug it into a regular wall outlet for charging the battery. All the lights on this are LED. That is spare tire. There is a hose in here, the black water drain, stored inside there conveniently. Better than storing it in the camper. This has an extra bolt-on kind of 2-inch receiver. The nice thing about that is if you had one of those small trays, you just want to put a couple of things on there, or an additional bike rack if you got a lot of people. Another one of the bump outs, the interior part of this does unzip, so you can have just the netting if you want fresh air. And it comes with, he has the lights on underneath here, and the awning comes out pretty far. This bar that doesn't look like much is actually pretty cool because you can hang your grill on this. Nice and sturdy, so you don't have to have another table. The tires are nitrogen filled, judging by those green caps. Another one of the X-Trocks, I think they call those. Yep, X-Trock. This here is a kind of one of these universal mounts for a television. 120 volt power outlet for plugging in television, or we always used ours for a toaster. And cable TV antenna output. So if you have your TV here, you have your TV on here, you have power, and you have cable TV. It does have that for the wall construction. And fancy labels. It's the model number. So, let's see. Got some more specifications if you want to hit pause and read that. Have fun. It does have a screen door, which closes nicely, and a standard door. The standard door does have a deadbolt, like most campers do. And if you need to access it when you're in the camper and these doors are latched together, you can slide that over. That door latches to that one, and they close as one. So you have the option of using that door, or the screen door, or the actual door. Fold out steps. Some carpet was added to help clean your shoes off, keep the inside clean. The window in the camper. These doors, which I don't think I mentioned on the other side, all have these latches on them to help hold them up, so it's like a third hand for you. In here, a bunch of other stuff. First aid kit in the back there. Anti-bug device. These here don't look like much, but they're gizmos. What they do is they go over the top of the canvas ends, and they're not also a thermal, they're also a thermal break, but keep the unit from sweating. Power outlet adapter, never used, but if you go into a spot that uses a 50 amp plug, you can adapt it down to your 30 amp and use your camper there. Cable TV connection, or power cable. Oh, plug for the drain hose. A whole bunch of clips, probably to use the gizmo. Hose reel head, a wrench for something. Oh yeah, that would be for the X-Trock, wouldn't it? And igniters, grill, and whatnot. So that's pretty much the outside of this beautiful, very little used camper. And we will continue on the inside in a minute. Here we have the inside of the camper, but because the AC is on and it's kind of loud, I'm going to show that it works and then shut it off because you can probably barely hear me. So with the air conditioning running more than a 20-degree change from the air coming in to going out, I'm going to take this and just leave it here so I can show you what the temperature is in the camper. I'll come back to that when it acclimates. You shut this off. Alright. Now that you can probably hear me better, I'm going to start at the front. So, what we have here, that's the box from the front bicycle stand. Table, that table does fold down, and that can become a whole other bed area where this is. So you could have 2 adults there. Behind that, you have a full bunk where 2 adults can comfortably sleep. All these enclosures unzip and come down, and if you notice, these tags are still there on the zippers. One of the nice extra little accessories is this little plug-in fan and light combo for the end. Bunk end light. So that'll make it a little easier to hear me. These all unzip for air passing through. A nice table area. And there's a storage bin underneath there. From here, back up so you can see it, there is a nice couch that folds down to be another bed. Refrigerator. Underneath there is just the access to the pump for winterizing. Nice sized fridge and freezer. Runs off of gas or plug-in electrical. So, a lot of room there. Definitely enough for a family. And nice freezer. So don't have to bring a bunch of ice everywhere. That is your thermostat for the heat. And these are all of your controls. Battery, full. Fresh water, empty. Black water, empty. Gray water, empty. I don't think you want any gray or black water coming with this thing, so they're empty. That would be the water pump, the water heater on gas, and the water heater on electric. So you have the option on this camper, so you don't have to burn gas. If you're at the campground, use their electricity. It's not costing you any more. So it's kind of a nice feature. TV works. So I wanted to show that. I'm going to shut it off now because it's competing volume-wise. And the radio is actually a pretty nice radio. I believe this is also a combination disc player for movies. But don't quote me on that. Read the book. I'm not entirely sure. Bunch of connections underneath here. There's the 12 volt for the antenna if you're using that, or cable TV outlet. These are the lights, slide, and awning. And this is the inside of the door. I kind of already showed that in the first part of the video. Fire extinguisher. These are all the fancy books that come with this. Everything was kept and taken care of. Put the phone down for a second. Alright, so here we have, these are cables if you want to plug in a video player of some sort. This is a remote, I believe, for the stereo itself, but this also seems to control it. If you hit stereo at the top there, there it goes. Fridge, interior colors, like you'll ever need that. But several other books and all kinds of stuff. Owner's manual, that's important to have. Let's see. Wow, when I started in here it was 80 degrees and down to 76. That AC definitely did something. So we're getting almost a 20-degree cross coil. What that means is the air conditioning works quite well. So we have a door underneath there. Anytime you see like a dryer sheet, that helps to make sure no mice get in here, and we haven't had any mice issues, or he hasn't. This one's not actually my camper, I'm just helping my brother out. And we got storage everywhere, drawers everywhere. There's 3 of the same. Outlet, little slot there. More storage. Let's see. This is the sink. That's damp rid. It just kind of uses that to keep humidity out of here, keep the camper a little nicer. These are kind of nice little like cutting board toppers for them. Blinds, another light. This camper has an awful lot of lights, if you notice. But it's great. You don't want to have it dark in there. So some extra paper towels, plates, Ziploc. You probably use or throw away some of that, whatever you want. Nice kind of little pantry. You know, A little bit of white gold here. Toilet paper, so it's good. Notice there's curtain rods up there, so I believe these shelves would come out. Yes, they would, and you could hang your clothing if you want, but this is a nice area. I'm going to back up so you can see. That kind of showcases all the storage this camper actually has, and there's quite a bit. Carbon monoxide detector down there, the green light, storage, storage. This is the electric panel for this. I hit the wrong button to stop the video. I'm sorry. I'll splice it together later. This is the electric panel. So you have breakers there, just like in your house, for the 120 volt power. And this uses 30 amp 120 volt, and those are just fuses for any 12 amp items. I'm sorry, 12 volt items in this camper. It's one of the furnace vents. So one thing a lot of campers don't have, and they don't come with factory, is an electrical protection system. This does not look like much. This is just a little display box. There's a box installed that comes in line for the power coming in when you plug the camper in. A lot of campgrounds have a problem where they use undersized wire to save money. So you either get low voltage or the hertz are wrong, but basically if the power's not right, it can damage everything in your camper. What this does is it shuts off the power if there's something wrong with the hertz, or if there's something wrong with the volts, or not enough amps and you're trying to pull more than you should. This is an electrical protection system. So the 121 is the volts. It's at 60 hertz. The E0 means there's no errors. And 5A is 5 amps. That's all it's using right now. It is charging the batteries. And also running, I have all the lights going on the camper and the outside light on and whatnot. So if you were to run the AC, you'd see the amps higher. It goes all the way up to 30 in this camper. So that is a really nice feature, and if you ever had a problem, there's a switch here to bypass it if you wanted to. But I had the same thing in my camper. It is wonderful to have, actually. Saved my butt in about 2 different campgrounds from frying everything in my camper. So this has another outlet up here for another one of those fan and light combos. And again, there's more storage up here. So this fan and light combo that you saw on the other side, one goes there. That's something purchased extra. So again, tags on this things. Like I said, this camper's barely used. Oh, another vent right there. I didn't know that one was there. Well, there's that one. So toilet, shower, sink, switches, guy in the mirror, fan running. It's just kind of hard to capture the whole bathroom and a little camera, but everything functions well. Everything works. Everything's been winterized, and you know, it kind of just comes with everything you're seeing. So this is a really nice camper. It was owned by 2 people, no kids, no dogs, no pets at all, and it was barely used, so I kind of great shape. And they take care of their stuff, which always makes a difference. Kind of a nice view there. The head of the owner walking by the window. And that couch does fold out, so which is nice. But that's basically everything with this camper. It's a great camper, in great shape. If I was in need for one, I would buy this one in a heartbeat. So you have the model number for any particular specs you're looking for. Feel free to Google. And that's it. Have a great day.